Right then guys, we are back for some more MotoGP 19 career mode, and it has been a hell of a long time, but we are finally back and we are going to finish the season, which we're currently about halfway through. So let's jump back into career mode, let's see what things are looking like, because it has been a while, so we are going to refresh everybody's memory, both mine and yours. So the next race we have is the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. So let's have a look at the calendar real quick. So we're about halfway through. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races remaining. So yeah, more or less halfway through. And in terms of the standings, let's have a little look. So, as you guys know, we started the season on the Pramac Ducati. We then moved to Yamaha Petronas, and we're currently in 6th place. But it's pretty much a 6-way fight for the World Riders' Championship as it stands. Petrucci and Miller are a bit further back. Having said that, us, Crutchlow, Rins, Rossi, Dovi and Marquez, it's anybody's game, and it's a very, very interesting way to kind of prepare the second half of the season, and you guys can see exactly what the situation is. Either way, I do remember from memory, the last time we raced on here, we did struggle with the Yamaha a bit, struggling to really get that power down on acceleration. Even though it's the slowest bike on the straight anyway, it seems to be quite tricky to keep the front end down. And we did make an investment into this episode, you can see with the frame and also the anti-wheelie, and we currently have 20 points left, so we're going to try and add on to those here today. So first things first, we are going to jump into practice at Austria, try and get used to the game again. I did do some practice a couple of days ago just to kind of get back to grips with it so it doesn't feel completely alien to me, but we're still a long way away from where we need to be. So we're going to do some practice, hit some practice program targets, and then we're going to move into qualifying. Here we are. It has been a while, but we are back in the Petronas Yamaha garage. We're going to do practice, hit some practice program targets, and hopefully get some points away and feel comfortable on the M1. So let's jump into it and let's see how we go. Oh, that was close. That curve almost spun me off there across the line. And there we go, practice program done. It took me a couple of laps actually, about 5 laps, and you can see my tyre wear. I pushed my tyres right down to the 60s. My rear was really, really cooking, but either way, we got there in the end, which is all that matters. And currently, we are sitting P2 in the session, so the pace seems okay. Having said that, I was on double soft tyre, so we'll see what happens. I could have ran the recommended one. I should have done really, but this is that's a problem with being away from this game for so long. I forgot to run the recommended tyres. So yeah, we'll keep on pushing on with the practice programs anyway. It just means we might be short on soft tyres for qualifying possibly, but other than that, we're going to see how we get on now in that next program, which is going to be, I believe, the qualifying test, the quick simulation. There we go. So we'll do that one now, and we'll try and achieve that. We've got to try and improve by a 10th. So let's get on it and let's put some fresh tyres on and try again. So let's do this. Up to the line. Will it be enough to hit the time threshold? Yes, it is. There we go. Not bad. Not bad so far. So we've hit our targets for the distance analysis and also the quick lap simulation. Of course, I never do the race simulation because it's quite long. And yeah, overall, it takes me lots of different laps to kind of get it right, and you have to kind of string these laps together. So if you get one bad lap, you've got to start again. So it can take forever. So I'm going to pass on that like I always have done. But either way, we've got some decent points put away for the development, and we're now going to move into qualifying because currently, as it stands, we are in P2, 2 tenths off Marquez, which is not bad. So I think that should be good enough to see us through into the Q2 part of qualifying. So speaking of which, let's jump into it and let's see how we get on. Okay, so we made it into Q2 straight away. However, a lot of riders did manage to improve actually, and we only got through in 10th place. So we've got work to do, and we're not out of the woods just yet, so hopefully we can do well. Hopefully we've got some more pace in the tank, and we can try and qualify well. With that being said, let's jump into Q2, and let's see how we get on. First lap in qualifying done, and it's not a great one. Quite a way off the pace, we can do better than this. Damn it. Not ideal, hitting the deck like that. We're going to pit in for a fresh set of tyres and try again, because we're struggling for pace at the minute. There's an improvement up to P10. Last lap now, I've got to get everything on this one. And that's not the way you want to start your lap. This bike just wants to really all the time, the front wheel wants to come up every single time, and I just can't get any momentum on corner exit. Well, that was a poor session for us. Not ideal. Really just couldn't get it to work for some reason. I don't know why. The game seems to have changed since the last time I played, because before you could do setup changes, and I swear there wasn't time simulation, but I made some setup changes and there was only like 5 minutes left, so I didn't have enough time in the session to really put in a proper lap. So yeah, not good whatsoever. I'm not even going to show the full lap because I'm not happy with it. So yeah, qualifying has been a write-off really, and we are going to start from 10th place, which is much lower than I expected. Having said that, my best lap of the weekend was a 0.5, which if we think about it. It would have got me P4, so it is a shame, but it is what it is. We're going to start from 10th place. Not ideal, but we'll try and turn it around in the race. Right, here we are then on the grid for the race for the Austrian Grand Prix, and the pressure's on. We've got to try and turn this around. So we're going to try and do our best, and we're going to see what we can do. In terms of tyres, I'm not sure what to go for. I am thinking medium, to be honest. I think that's going to be a pretty safe bet, and we should have relatively decent pace. Possibly a soft rear, but that's a bit of a risk, so I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to play it safe. As it is my first race back, we'll just go medium for now. And in terms of setup work, I'm going to see what the options are. You know, I need to try and get on top of these things, you know, the electronics and stuff, the brakes as well. You know, there's lots of ways to improve because I feel like I'm struggling for pace a little bit. One thing I need to change is the gears. I feel like 6th gear is barely getting used, so I'm not sure. I think I might just keep it as is for now, and I might try and learn how to do setups for the next episode. I don't want to take that risk, so yeah, we'll just keep it out for now, and hopefully we can have a good race. Nonetheless, the pressure's on. We need to perform, and hopefully it's not a landslide. We can try and finish, hopefully inside the top 10. That's the target. So let's get racing, and let's see how we get on here for the Austrian Grand Prix. There we go. First gear selected. 5 lights are on. Lights out and away we go. For the first time in a little while in this career mode. I'm going to try and get to the inside if I can for turn 1. Nicely does it there on the power on the exit. Trying to get some traction down, but we struggle. We get the wheelie, and I can't do nothing about that. Even when I short shift, it kills off all my momentum. Making the way up to turn 3 though. Down the inside of Lorenzo, we've got an Aprilia there of Espargaro running in a bit hard, but he makes it work around the outside. I'm trying to get some traction down, but I just can't do what the AI are doing, so we're going to struggle around here because this is such a traction zone heavy circuit. You know, this track is completely traction zones. I'm pretty good on the brakes, but that's my only place where I can try and pull something back. As the K-tip goes down the inside there, we've got Lorenzo and Rabat here. We're going to try and slip through. A bit of contact. I'm going to try and carry that around the outside if I can. Lorenzo hanging in there though. This is a good scrap for P12. We are going to go around the outside though. Fantastic move. Good recovery there on Lorenzo. Currently 2 places down compared to where I started, which is not ideal. 10-lap race ahead of us. It's going to be a long one. Lorenzo down the inside again. A little bit of contact as he brushes with me. Mid-corner. Just going to get it slowed down just about for the final corner there. We can stay in front of Lorenzo as we go on to lap 2. Morbidelli leads on the other Petronas Yamaha, which is good for the team. Let's see if I can try and get this corner sorted out. I can hear someone down the inside. We completely missed the apex. Here comes Lorenzo. Out towards turn 3. Side by side. Not giving up this position so easily. No, that was not good. Awful. Massive wheelie there. We've lost out to Nakagami as well. This is why I said I'd take a top 10, because we're going to struggle. Around the outside of Taka Nakagami. A little bit of oversteer there. Just losing the rear end a little bit. Can we get down the inside of the Japanese rider? Had a look, but no way through. And there's plenty of riders behind looking for an overtake here, so we're not done yet, unfortunately. Can we keep up with the guys in front? Possibly, but I need to be by myself in like cleaner air. If I have riders constantly dive bombing me, then we're going to struggle. And this is on the exact same difficulty as what I left it before, which I believe is max difficulty. So at the minute we're still hanging in the points, P14 out of 15, but we're not really on the money, unfortunately. I don't think we've got the pace. Just the reality, I need to find a way to stop this wheelie problem, because it's completely ruining any chance I have of having a decent race, I think. My pace is not getting better. Still struggling. Just got to try and keep the guys that are already behind me behind, hopefully. And that way we can try and solidify those results. But at the minute, pace just isn't there today. So we'll have to settle for a couple of points in the championship, which is P14. I've got to say, I've turned down the assists on traction control and anti-wheelie, and I have improved a little bit. The bike feels a bit more rideable, which is better for me. I feel a lot more comfortable being able to push a little bit more. Just obviously I've got to be careful but I can definitely control the anti-wheelie a bit more, which is better. So I may have found something here for future races, but I'll have to definitely work on it, combine with some possible setup work. The bikes behind are getting closer. Iannone is starting to get a little bit too close to comfort on the Aprilia behind us. And there he goes, down the inside. Runs in a bit hot, so we'll get back underneath him straight away. That's not ideal. Riders behind are closing in. Iannone again down the inside here. Because I've got the traction control lowered, I feel more comfortable, but I have to be a little bit more careful for traction. I can't just floor it off the back. So I'm not overheating my rear tyres, which is a good thing. But I'm not getting the power down as early as I normally would do. So we'll see how it goes, but for now we're still hanging on. Accidentally kept it in third gear there, which is going to completely ruin my momentum, but let's keep going. Just got 2 more laps to go here. We're almost there. At least the good thing is Morbidelli is still out front leading, which is good for us as a team. Quartararo is behind us. I believe he's in like P20, but out the final corner we go. Oh, so the pace is okay with the changes I've made. Just the problem is tyres are kind of half gone anyway. We've just got to focus on staying in the points now. Last lap of the race, that was a horrible turn 1. No momentum at all there on the exit. I need to look into the setup. I've always ran default setup for the entirety of this game. It might be time to change that. That might be the reason why, of course, I'm pulling these wheels all the time. Let's just get through this corner here, and once I get through this, I'll be okay, I think. Uh-oh. Here comes somebody. It's Viñales. I'm going to try and re-challenge on the brakes. I'm going to be running in very hot. Oh, damn it. And that is the end of a miserable race. Oh, man. What a horrible performance. I hate myself after that. Not at the standard that it needed to be. And I did practice, but I had this. I remember this is why I stopped playing the game in the first place. Because I was getting so frustrated with the constant wheelies. I thought it was a problem with the Ducati, which is why I moved to Petronas Yamaha, hoping that because they're underpowered compared to other cars, that it would actually be easier. But it's actually worse on this bike than it was on the Pramac Ducati, which makes no sense. So I need to find a solution to this, and I know I'm not an expert at this game, so it's going to be really difficult. And there's no way of like putting an assist on to stop the wheeling so I can have fun, which is really annoying. So yeah, this is going to be frustrating because anti-wheelie doesn't actually do its job. So all the way across the line, and we finish last. Not good. And there we have it then, results are in, and Morbidelli, it does at least win, so it's something for us as a team. Miller gets second, Valentino Rossi in third, the top 3 covered by 0.8, and the top 4 covered by a full second, with Valentino Rossi picking up fastest lap. Marquez only in P6, and then further down the order we have, let's have a little look, so we've got Quartararo who managed to get 1 point in 15th, which is good, and then we finish right at the very bottom in 23rd, and that is going to do no good for our championship hopes as we look now, and we're currently in 7th, 38 points off the top, and that was a massive hit for the championship, as actually Jack Miller overtakes us as well, so not good, and we have a lot of work to do. In terms of the team championship, we're currently in P6 as we actually gain a place over LCR Honda, so that's good to see. But having said that, it's not good enough, so yeah, we're going to try and work on that. And in terms of the constructors, we are currently in third, 63 points off the top as Ducati lead the way, and then Honda in P2. So there it is, guys. That is it for the return of MotoGP, and not the return I wanted. Not really happy with it at all. I need to find a solution to this because it's really, really, really annoying me, and it has been the case now, hence why I stopped playing the game in the first place. So yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and it wasn't what it was meant to be, but if you did enjoy it nonetheless, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, and also check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next episode very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.